All right, guys, we're recording. So thanks everyone for joining our Tuesday team call. I wanted to just, before we introduce our guest today, I wanted to actually thank Nicole for, at the very last minute, I was like, you know what, Nicole, you just reached such an amazing rank. So for those of you who have not seen, Nicole Carter actually hit 2-star Golden Circle this past week, which is really amazing. I mean, she just really started to share and get really serious, I would say January. She came to New York kickoff. She just was like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to get to executive. She hit all the Crystal Reset bonus points, you know, the bonuses that we had for Crystal Reset. She hit the Crystal Manager. She hit the Crystal Director. She hit Crystal Executive. She hit 1-star. And so now she hit 2-star. And it's not something that happens very often that quickly. So, it's so cute because I don't think Nicole realizes how amazing she's doing sometimes. I'm like, no, you're really doing amazing. So, I just, wanted you guys to hear from her just very quickly before we introduce Renee, and I'll unmute you, Nicole. But I really think what's important for everybody to hear, especially that you just started really getting serious about the business opportunity in January. What would you say are the things that you find, because also for you guys that don't know, Nicole's really busy. Like she has, running her kids around, she's doing massage therapy, she's just constantly busy. So it's not like she's home for 8 hours a day straight just focusing on Isagenix. She really needs to fit it into the pockets of her day. She's also a different time zone than a lot of her East Coast friends, so she's got to work around that. She's up super early, stays up late. But I wanted to know, Nicole, if you could just share, just so everybody can kind of hear, what are the things that you plug into that you're consistent about doing on a daily basis that's helped you grow from January to now?
Okay, awesome. Thanks. I appreciate for having me on. I'm not very good at these live feeds, but basically I think is just being consistent and being yourself. I'm constantly talking to people every day, either at the gym or grocery store, Trader Joe's, just not even really about the products, but like I go to those stores probably 3 times a week for my family and the gym, and just making relationships, developing, I don't know, just developing friendships, as you could say. And then they'll say, then they ask you, what are you doing? How come you look so good? I'm here every day. And so I pretty much just keep talking to people, and it leads to future customers and friends, which is cool. I feel like almost every person I've helped has become a friend. So it's kind of cool that way. And I think the biggest thing is retention for me more than anything. Everybody that I start, I really check in with for sure a couple times a month. I don't just start them and then let them ride and forget about them, because I feel like I did that in the beginning when I was in North Carolina. I didn't take the time to really learn the business in North Carolina because I was busy focusing on where I was going to live, if I'm going to stay, go back to California, all that. So I lost a lot of customers, I think, because I didn't really take the time to spend the time with them on their goals. So now is January. I learned a lot going to the event, and I feel like retention, I don't care if you have one customer, if you spend so much time with that one person, and not overkill, but I just felt like if I just show them that I care about their goals and their results, then they're going to refer me to their people and they're going to get the results. And it's just going to keep blooming from there. So I just think be yourself, just be true to your clients, keep checking in with them, give them new ideas. I think retention is the key with me, more so than new people starting. I just feel like I'm constantly checking in with my people and making sure they're happy.
That's awesome. And, Nicole also does not have a fear about bringing up the opportunity right away, which is huge. She tells them right away, right away, right?
I just started doing that actually in January because I never did that before. I don't think I told one person before January about the business. So but I was finally confident enough to do it. I think it takes confidence to actually tell them. I did tell, I think I told Lauren's on the call. I said, if she can do it, we can do it. Let's go, so that kind of thing. But I didn't tell a lot of people about it because I thought they would be like, oh, they're just wanting money. But no, it's a huge opportunity to help people and then make an income. And then, like you said, the Eat for Free Club. If anything, you just get to eat your products for free and you're taking care of your health. So it's huge. I say, definitely don't be afraid to tell them right away,
Yeah. And so you would say going to NYKO and hearing more about the business from that standpoint rather than just from me and just from Facebook really changed your mindset.
Oh, for sure. It's like a huge, huge party of people with all the same goals that you have. It's, there are moms, there's dads, there's students, there's people that just, there for their health in general, but everybody wants the same thing, so I thought it was cool to see not just you as that's all I knew. And then now it's like in Arizona, it was like amazing how many people are there and pumped about and seeing all their opportunities and all their growth. It was huge. So yeah. Events is everything. Like Debbie just said, yeah, it's huge. Definitely go to events.
Well, honestly, I really appreciate your input, and just so people can hear what it takes. It's just that consistency and just talking to people, the confidence, retention, following up with your people, telling them right away they can get paid. And obviously it's paid off for you. So congratulations again. That was a huge advancement for you.
Thanks for everything you do for us, girl.
Oh, love you, girl.
Love you.
All right. So guys, I'm so excited to introduce my friend Renee. Renee and I actually met through a mutual friend, actually the girl that I came to stay with before we decided to move to North Carolina. And she said, I have a friend I just met. Her name's Renee. She's also with Isagenix. I just think you guys would get along great. And we never really met, but then I was watching a corporate call and she was the guest speaker and I saw the name and then North Carolina. So I reached out to her and I said, I think we might have a mutual friend. And since then we've just become really, really close. So we're not on the same team. We're not financially connected at all. And I always preach about, I think that when you are truly a one team type of leader, when you can help each other, and not only just help each other because you're a leader, but even when you're getting started and just work together, there's an energy in that. And I really, truly think that is the greatest mindset rather than, oh, you're not financially on my team, so I'm not going to bother helping you. That's just, to me, not the right mindset, and I don't think you have the right karma with that. So with Renee and I, we've collaborated. We've learned a lot from each other. We've done a couple events together. I'm asking her to speak at the event I committed to in June. And I wanted her to come on specifically because Renee comes from a corporate background. And I know that a lot of times we tend to get very fearful about talking about the opportunity to people that we think, oh, well, they're already happy with their job, or they're doing well with their career already, or they're already doing that, so you just don't even talk about it or bring it up. And I think that there's a lot of people in corporate America or small business owners or people that are just employees that are actually praying for something else, and they just don't put it all out there, so we don't know. So I wanted Renee to just share her story and then maybe share with us what actually turned her on to taking a look at the opportunity. And Renee, what year did you join Isagenix as a customer?
2013.
2013, she joined as a customer. You'll share how you got started in sharing. She's 6-star Golden Circle executive, and she's very close to hitting a millionaire. So, follow Renee. Let's all cheer her on when she reaches that milestone, because she's just such a hard worker and she really leads with heart. So thank you, Renee. And I just want you to just kind of share with us, what we can take from learning from you and your journey, and how we can maybe approach people that are in a similar situation as to where you were.
You got it. Okay, I'm all on. But first, so this is y'all's first team call since last week's Epic Week. So can we please, just whatever it is, whether you're on video or not, give Gina and Rod a big, spirit hands, whatever, for crushing 6-star this week. I wish you guys all really, truly knew, one, how incredible that is, that milestone, and I can't wait for all of you to achieve it as well. But really, none of that would happen without all of you who are on the call. And I think it's so important to point that out. Several of you hit all-time records and cycles. Several of you hit goals that you set for this week. Several of you probably cycled for the first time. Whatever it is, give yourself a flippin' pat on the back and say, we did this. Because that 6-star is all of you. Okay. Now, granted, I know Gina and Rod hustled all week. I know, because she was texting me all week, checking in. We were motivating each other. And that's what this is all about. This is about having accountability. So I challenge you all, after this week, you guys saw how powerful it was and what it did to several of your business centers and the momentum and the energy that was created. But find someone that's going to hold you accountable. So Nicole talked about, consistency being huge. It's really easy to lose momentum or to start to get lazy or stall on being consistent. So you always want to have someone who's checking in on you. Have you been up to date with following up with your customers? Have you done this? Not someone to nag you, but someone to hold you accountable to those actions. It's so freaking important. And that's what I did for Gina all week. I'm like, where are you at? Where are your cycles? What's your team doing? Who's rank advancing? Because you need that. You need to be surrounded around people that are going to lift you up, people that are going to encourage you and motivate you and hold you to your word and what you said. So important. I'm so proud of y'all, every single one of you on this call. I remember when I hit 6-star, that feeling that you have, and it's like, wow, this is a true movement. We are making such a huge impact. It's a massive momentum that's generated from your team. Forget whether or not it was a shake release week. You guys know that lasted less than 24 hours. Okay, that was like a blip on the radar for y'all. That was a blip. That was just a nice to have. You did the work. Okay, and so keep doing that work. Most important. All right, so if you guys don't mind, I get really excited. I'm so sorry. But I want to share with you all my story because most of you have probably never heard my story. I think it's super important, especially if you want me to really talk about how to prospect the successful corporate people. Okay? Because I was that successful corporate person, and whether I was prospected or not is completely irrelevant. I can just speak to where I was at mentally, and I can speak to how I've prospected other people that are like me or in similar financial positions. All right. So 2013, for those of you who don't know, I suffer from a digestive autoimmune disease. Okay. Disclaimer. I will never be healed, cured, you name it. Okay. But as we know, these products, when you put them in your body, it allows your body to be the miracle it's designed to be. So with all that being said, I was a pretty unhealthy, sickly person at the time that I was introduced to Isagenix. I poo-pooed it. I was skeptic. 2 months. Finally, I said, okay, I'm going to do it. So my doctor told me no. So if you have any customers or business partners who are like, oh, the doctor told them no, say, well, ask them why. Because typically they don't know why. That's the reason why they tell them they don't know, because they don't know. They don't know what they don't know. So I put the products in my body. As you hear people talk about, I was a new person. It lit me up from the inside to the outside. It gave me the life that I was lacking, the life that I was losing grip on. And it fueled a fire inside of me that I have never seen before. One where I said, my God, if it's done this to me, what is it going to do to other people? And so I was about 2-3 months in when I really saw, okay, this could be something more than just Renee getting healthy selfishly. This could really be a viable opportunity to fulfill a lifelong dream that I had. Okay, so here's the deal. There are certain clues I want you guys to pick up on. I had a fabulous career. I was making 6 figures. My benefits were completely paid for. I had a fairly flexible schedule, but I was working 50 to 60 hours a week. I was traveling all over the United States. I had 2 young children. My husband worked full time, and he was in school getting his MBA at night, and he had a dying parent. So the reason why I share that with you is I was busy. I didn't have time for another business, but I was also in a place of desperation, and I was losing hope, both in my health and also in our financial situation. So you think, okay, Renee, you're making 6 figures. Like, what do you mean you were struggling financially? We were living paycheck to paycheck. We had 2 kids in daycare. And in 2 months, we were getting ready to have to pay back my husband's student loan for his MBA. So guess what drove me? What drove me was the opportunity that I could help other people feel the way I felt, and that I could have some financial breathing room in our finances when we had to go back to repaying that loan, which, by the way, we had 0 money in our budget to repay that loan. Okay? Would I have ever told anyone that? No. Would anyone ever thought that? No. They thought I just had this really successful career. So you have to remember that people who are working the corporate grind or in those roles oftentimes are hiding behind masks and layers of God knows what. But you won't know unless you don't ask. Okay. You won't know unless you, something like that. I flip my words around all the time. See, anyone can do this. So pretty much what happened was someone approached me and said, my parents always told me not to get involved. And she said, I really want you to take a look. I think that you would be super impressed. And I will tell you that while I was not very open about it, a girlfriend and I, we used to message all the time during work on, I'm going to date myself. That we were always looking for an opportunity where we could like get rich and get out of our jobs so we could have more flexibility and be home with our kids and still make a decent income. But nothing really panned out. Nothing really was lucrative enough because I carry the financial weight in our home. So you might know people who are in that position just like me. I was scared. I'm like, how am I going to carry this weight doing some side gig? So I became 100% intentional. I caught the vision. I saw it. One of my mentors, Jessica Johnston, who's an Isagenix millionaire. She was at the time a brand new 3-star, so making 6-figure income in Isagenix. She sat me down and she said, I want you to take a look at my back office. I believe that your back office could look just like this in a year from now. And she said, you are going to blow the top office opportunity, but you need to see what this opportunity looks like. You've got to get to an event. This was I started in September. This was around November, December. She said, you got to get there. I said, I have no PTO. I just took a vacation. She said, find a way to make it happen. So January of 2014, I was at New York Kickoff. So if those of you who have not purchased tickets to Celebration, you're on the fence, whatever, this is my plea. This is my, I'm preaching to you on this because I feel so passionate about getting to events. When I got to this event, I had been to conferences my whole career, but I had never been to a conference that had this kind of energy, just like Nicole was talking about, surrounded by people who have like-minded vision, people who love these products, see this opportunity. That sparked another huge fire inside of me where I was like, wow, I'm not alone. I'm not crazy. I'm not drinking the Kool-Aid like everybody else is trying to tell me in the outside world. We're like in this big bubble of Isagenix, and I was like, okay, I'm ready. I'm going to run. Now, here's the thing. I went to NYKO. I didn't know my roommates. I roomed with 3 girls I had never met before. I took unpaid vacation time. I used miles for my flight, and I had to take taxi cabs back and forth. Okay? So if there's a will, there's a way. Trust me, from someone who roomed with 3 people and had no idea who they were. I was like 33 years old. All right? I'm like, what am I doing? This is crazy. But I was dead set that if this was going to be right for me, I had to get to this event and check it out. So I went. And I believe it was 3 weeks after New York kickoff, I hit executive. So that is not compelling to you. Events change the game. I caught that vision fast and furious. I hit the ground running. I came in as a manager, and 3-4 weeks later, I hit executive. And from that point, I just was like, go, foot on the gas, do not stop. I was working full time. I was building this business very part-time. And when people hear my story, I joke about this, but it's the truth. I would drop my daughter off. I would listen to a podcast or do a call on the way to work. I would get to work. And if I had 15, 20 minutes, I would listen to something else just so that I could expand my knowledge. I would take bathroom breaks, and I would be texting customers, checking in on them, or people who are prospective customers. I would, on my lunch break, dedicate it all to Isagenix. And then when my kids went to bed at night, 2 hours I spent committed to building Isagenix, because I knew if I spent 1 to 2 years, maybe 12 to even 18 months dedicated to this opportunity and what it was, I knew that it could free myself of what was like my handcuffs, right? The golden handcuffs of corporate. And my story is not everyone's story. So I want to be very, very clear on that, because not everybody wants to leave their job. And that's absolutely okay. And I'm going to really speak to that when I talk about speaking with those who are in the corporate realm or the corporate professionals. However, I set a goal when I caught the vision, when I hit executive, that I was going to match or exceed my corporate income. I had to hit at least 3-star, and because that was 6 figures. And I was going to see my son get on the bus, his first day of kindergarten, and off the bus. I was dead set. And I can't tell you how many people that resonates with, because so many parents are missing out on those moments, or maybe they're putting them in aftercare even though they know it's not what's best for their child. And for me, that was what drove every single thing I did. I sacrificed day in and day out. I have not watched TV in almost 6 years. And anyone that knows me will tell you I do not watch television. And it was the one, no BV and TV, right? And it was the truth. There wasn't. And so when I have free time in the evenings, I spend it trying to help my team or trying to help my customers or to build my business, because this is where my passion is and this is what fuels me. Now I listen to podcasts and meditate and do all the good stuff. So it's not like I'm completely missing out on relaxing in life, but I just really want people to know, like, when people say, Renee, what did you do to get to where you are? It's the commitment, it's the dedication, it's the sacrifice, and it's varying degrees for different people. But I saw my son get on the bus on that first day, and I saw him get off on that very first day. And for me, that is completely priceless. And I've never looked back since. And I remember people said to me, so you still selling shakes out of your trunk? And I'm like, yes, I am. And I'm making double what I was making when I was working in my old job. And their jaws drop. Their jaws drop. Because until you can stand in that power and really feel confident in the opportunity that you have and what you're doing, people are going to throw arrows at you. People are going to try to knock you down. People are going to try to question what you're doing. And it's very easy to fall to it. It's very easy not to succumb, but to let it eat you up and almost deter you from helping more people. So a few things that I want to touch on, and Gina, you can steer me if I'm going in the wrong direction here. You just tell me where to go, because I just get excited and sometimes talk too much. So a few things. For me, it was you share, they share is awesome, but I'm just being honest. That would not have resonated with me as a corporate professional. Like, getting my products paid for, what this business opportunity look like. If you're talking to somebody who's making a generous income, they like money. They want money. So don't be afraid to share with them another way that they can make a stream of income, because everybody is looking for another gig. It's a matter of whether or not it's going to be your gig, and it's going to be a gig that's passive income or residual income. So many people are trading time for money, not just in their day jobs, but in their side gigs. They're overworked and they're underpaid, and they're not being rewarded for their hard work. People who are hard workers, they know when they see an opportunity like this, they want in on it, because they know if they build it for 12 to 18 months, they can ride it. You build a team and it just keeps duplicating. That's the beauty of our business. That passive income resonates with people who want extra streams of income. So you don't want to discredit people who are making 6 and multiple 6-figure corporate incomes, because I can promise you they're looking additional streams of income. Secondly, I want to talk to anyone who maybe has friends who are stay-at-home moms and they're very wealthy people. Okay, we're going to talk about wealthy people. Wealthy people love money. I always talk about my best friend. They have a lot of money. Okay, she doesn't need to work. And people's like, oh, she would never want this business opportunity. She doesn't need the money. Girlfriend wanted an Hermes bag. Okay, if you know how much those bags are, thousands of dollars. But she didn't want to have to go to her husband and say, listen, I want the thousands of dollars to buy this bag. She wanted to have her own money. So remember, just because they are, or this person is wealthy, doesn't mean they always want to dip into that wealth for the luxuries of life. Maybe they just want to have some extra money so that they can do it without having to be a family decision, or going to a significant other, or pulling off of, a fund that they have. So keep that in mind, because people that have money, they're always looking for more money, or they just want opportunities to make a very generous amount of money. So I would not stray away from them. Secondly, you really want to ask them open-ended questions so that you can get to the bottom of what drives them, what their why is, what their pain points are. It was one of the best trainings I ever received in my professional career, was that really try to find what that person's pain point is. If somebody had come to me and asked me those questions, they would have uncovered my pain point was that I feared that I was not going to be able to be a present and engaged mom because I was so wrapped up in my career. And it burned me every single day, like inside to my core. It was burning, this burning fear inside of me. But I just hid it with everything else, with all the success that I had. And I know I'm not alone, because when I share this story, or when other people share my story, people start to come out of the woodworks. And it doesn't have to be moms. Listen, there are plenty of males out there who are in the same boat. They might be making a lucrative income, but they're miserable. Or maybe their job could end tomorrow. Or maybe their company could shut down. Or maybe they wouldn't be able to perform those tasks or those jobs. Think about surgeons. Think about people in the medical community, okay? Anything could jeopardize their career. Anything. Why not have a stream of income that, regardless of what happens in your career over here, you're going to be able to have that income stream coming in as like a backup, a safety net, almost like you're an additional 401k plan that you have there. So those are things that are really going to resonate with them. Also, another thing that resonated with me as a corporate professional is that I could create a trust for my children where I could put this asset, which is Isagenix, this passive income that's going to continue to pay over time, knowing that my children, if something happened to me, yes, you might have a life insurance policy, but guys, this is one of the best life insurance policies you could ever have. Residual income, because now all of my money is in a trust that will get passed on to my children, and my children will continue to make the same amount of money, in theory, that I make now every single week for the rest of their lives, as long as our accounts stay active. That will resonate with so many people in corporate roles, because they don't necessarily have that now. And so many people don't even have life insurance. That's a whole other story we could talk about for another day. But residual income in our financial opportunity is an incredible life insurance policy for people. Okay, so belief in the industry. If your belief is not at a 10 in this industry, you want to work on that. Okay, and Gina and myself, we can provide you guys with podcasts. But the way that you're going to build your belief in the industry is get to events, immerse yourself in all things network marketing, do a coaching call with Gina, because she will hype you up and she will show you, look, this is what this is about. But it's so important to believe in the industry. It was actually one of my weaknesses when I started. I believed in the products because, goodness, look at me, I transformed. I believed in the compensation plan because I was making money, but I still was not 100% sure on the industry and my belief in myself and my ability to do it. And that's so important when you're approaching people who are in these corporate high dollar roles, is that if you don't have your belief in this industry and this is a profession, a real viable opportunity, nobody's going to take you seriously. Okay. So I want to read to you guys. This is a message that I oftentimes send to people, and corporate professional prospecting, LinkedIn is an incredible place to do corporate professional prospecting. Now, I'm not telling you all to go out and form LinkedIn profiles. I'm not telling you all to even use LinkedIn. I just want to say it's a great place to connect with corporate professionals if you don't already have a network of them and or you're looking for specific people. So this is a message that I oftentimes will send to people who either connect with me via social media, some way, shape, or form, or I've. Okay, so then you can change this too. Is my connection okay, Gina?
It froze for a second.
Okay, I think I'm okay now.
Yeah.
Okay. So I say, I've been working with many women like you and I, showing them, and I'll send this verbiage to you, Gina, so you can have it. Showing them how to build a second stream of income while working full-time and or from home, all the way to exceeding their current incomes or generating new streams. Creating significant financial security through global expansion of our company and products from home. Is this something you would ever be interested in learning more about? If I sent you a video, would you watch it? Okay, that's it. And I've gotten a significant amount of response, but what I really want to point out is not necessarily what I said or what I did, but the confidence. And then I said, We're creating significant financial security through global expansion of our company and products from home. That sounds pretty compelling. Like, sounds really appealing. It sounds really professional. I'm speaking on their level. And that's what resonates with them, okay? They want us to speak to their level of something that's actually going to be appealing to them, not that or below any of us, because many of you on this call are probably corporate professionals yourself, but they want to know that this is a viable business opportunity. So sometimes what I'll even do is I'll read off the Isagenix business website, like stuff about our mission and our values as part of my conversations with them, like when I do a preliminary call, because they like to hear that. Sometimes they don't necessarily want to hear our loosey-goosey jargon that we have. So I really try to speak to that corporate professional that's going to have that money mindset, that's looking for, okay, what is this? Not just, oh, it's a network marketing company, we're affiliated with health and wellness, and we've got shakes and cleanse and ionics. They want to know, what does this look like for me? Like, what could it be? What is it going to entail? The Business of the Future video is a phenomenal video to use with these individuals, because it really shows them what this financial opportunity looks like on a level of their understanding, but also one that's going to resonate with them and appeal to them, okay? So belief in the industry is huge, and that belief verbiage and how you actually speak and share with those individuals, okay? So you really want to step into that power. Listen, I do power moves before I message anyone that's on what I call like my chicken list. Do you guys have chicken lists? Okay, chicken list, like the people that you dread reaching out to, but you know you really need to, just do it first. Just get it over with. I always tell people, if you're trying to like do 5 reach outs a day, the one that you dread the most, do it first and just get it over with and cringe or whatever. But like, I'll do a power move. And this is my power move. Y'all are gonna laugh. Here we go. You ready? Yes. Okay. So I lost my chair. But the reason why I show that to you is, listen, I have people that I myself am like, oh my God, am I really reaching out to them? I just had one this week. I have family members who have been an advocate for 9 years. I have tried to get them to do Isagenix more times than I want to admit. And I finally sent them a message. It wasn't trying to prospect them. It was just sending my regards to them. And they enrolled, and they're starting tomorrow. So you never know. What if I hadn't done it, right? I thought about it. Was it the right thing to do? Was it the wrong thing to do? Should I do it? Should I not do it? What should I say? You can't say the wrong thing to the right person. When someone's ready, they're ready. But you're not going to know if you don't check back in. I'll tell you all, most of you don't know that I'm in, my upline is Herb and Patty Cepeda. So one of the #1 newcomers in Isagenix. And of recently, I've enrolled 2 people that Herb and Patty talked to about 5-6 years ago. And ironically, Herb and Patty did not follow up with them. And I joke with Herb about this all the time. We're very good friends. And I said, Herb, if you had followed through, you would have gotten them on your team, but you didn't follow through, so they're on my team now. And he's like, I guess you're right. But the proof is, you never want to write someone off completely just because it wasn't right then and they're ready. You know, maybe they caught the vision of the opportunity, or now they're seeing, oh, network marketing is really popular, or passive income is like all the rage. Okay, so now's the time for you to join. Also, the belief in the opportunity. Okay, so belief in industry and belief in opportunity are definitely 2 different things. But do you believe that Isagenix is the best? If you're uncertain or you're unsure, we have lots of tools and resources to help you build that belief. But I can tell you, you don't need to do all the research. It is hands down the best opportunity, because our customers get incredible results. Our associates make a very lucrative income compared to the rest of the people in this industry. People actually make money in Isagenix. So many other companies, people are lucky if they even make back the return on their initial investment. But these people are loyal and they are dedicated to the core, even if they're not making any money. So you just want to make sure that your belief in this opportunity is at a 10 and that you own your story. And if you don't have a story yet, use someone else's. Use Gina's story. You know, her story is phenomenal. Use Nicole's story. Use Debbie's story. Use anyone's story that you've heard that might potentially resonate with the person you're speaking with. Okay, use my story. and make it your own. I'm going to do what she did. I did that. I rode the coattails of my upline for over a year. I used their story. I said, I'm going to be a 6-figure earner. I'm going to be an Isagenix millionaire with this company, just like she was. Are you ready to join me? Because I don't want to leave anyone out. Another thing with corporate professionals is have them get a spot in your business. Because when they see all of the people and the business volume that's going to start building and accruing in their business, they're going to be like, whoa, 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 what's going on? I haven't done anything. Like, exactly. That's what's incredible about this opportunity, is that we build as a team, okay, upline, side. And that's foreign in the corporate world. Think about it. The corporate world is one of the most horrible pyramid schemes ever. It's a hierarchy. You got the people at the top making the most amount of money, and then each layer down, everybody's getting a cut of a cut of a cut of a cut, right? Nobody can make more than anybody else. In Isagenix, somebody that I personally enroll can make more money than me, and they do. My biggest builder, her name is Amanda Ham. She makes more money than I do by almost double. I could have never done that. She could have never done that in corporate America. So when people see that everybody has an equal opportunity, it's extremely appealing to them. Okay, so I think I covered breaking the stigma, some of the verbiage that I use to speak to those folks, some of the ways in which you can really build your confidence so that you can ensure that it's resonating with them. And it really is about your posture and your confidence and standing in your power as an Isagenix associate, as a network marketing professional. And if you haven't gone to a UIA, there's one coming up in the fall. Get to it. Find a way to get to it, because that will take all of these areas in your business and get them to attend faster than any podcast ever could. A UIA is really going to be the way that you're going to build that belief. And I think it's actually in DC in, I want to say, October. So you really, really want to consider going to UIA, because for me, I went in my first 18 months and that really shifted things for me and got me moving even faster in my business so that I could move up the ranks. So I love what Nicole said. I want to go back to this. Be yourself, be true to your clients, check in, be creative, think outside of the box, focus on retention, focus on what you want to attract, putting that out in the universe, and it's going to come back to you. You know, if you want a business of stay-at-home moms, then put that out there. That's what you are. But be true to you. If you want a business of corporate professionals, you know, be the part, right? Dress the part, look the part, talk the part. So you really need to think about what it is that you want in your business, what do you want to attract, and really be laser focused on that, because that's ultimately what you're going to start to get in your business. Now, sometimes it reverses on you. I put out in the universe that I wanted a very specific type of woman in my business, and all of a sudden I have tons of men. There you go. So you never know what you're actually going to get, but you got to be complete and corporate professional men, nonetheless. Then you got to embrace it, okay? Because something you're doing is resonating with that audience, and it's just, it could be a beautiful thing. It could completely shift things, the dynamic of your teams. And I love actually working with men. All men. There's lots of men on here tonight. I like seeing the men. And have no fear. Have no fear in bringing up the opportunity. Be confident that you're in network marketing, because what we have here is what so many people want. They just don't know it yet. They haven't realized it yet. They haven't figured it out because they don't understand it. So be okay with being that person that's going to educate them and breathe life into them. And it's not their grandpa's MLM, okay? A lot of people think it's what it used to be. It's not. It's what it is now. And that's what we have to share. So Gina, was there anything else that you wanted me to cover? Because I feel like I was all...
No, I loved it. I thought it was really helpful, and I took some notes, and I love that you know, the video you said that really resonates with the corporate, you know, men and women is the business of the future. So I'll repost that in our group if you guys don't remember where that is. It is an Isagenix business though, right, Renee?
Yeah, it is.
And then just, I really love what you said about confidence and belief. I find that to be true with everything, no matter who you're prospecting, if it's people in corporate or just anybody with the products. Confidence and posture is so important. And also, I do want to piggyback on what Renee was talking about with UIA. It's University in Action with David Woods. I agree that that event was life-changing, not even for business, but in all areas. It was such an incredible event. Just like if you would invest in going to see Tony Robbins or something of that nature. So if any of you are looking for an event to go to, I know a lot of you wanted to go to Nashville but are unable to, please look into that. If you could see the comments, the people that have gone agree that I actually really truly believe that's the best event for somebody starting out. Celebration is fun. It's huge. You kind of get the big picture, but it's a lot, where UIA just really pins down what you need, which is building the belief in all those areas. Yes, thank you so much, Renee. I thought that was amazing. Just the last thing, and I'm putting you on the spot because I know I didn't say I was going to ask this, but I have a lot of people on the team now who are, they're excited. They definitely, they know my journey. They believe in me. They know they've seen, I've told them, like, I'm on year 6 now. It's a journey. You got to stay consistent. Obviously that's a big part of it. But what are some tips that you can give, like starting out? Because I remember starting out that frustration of, and it's great because I have a team now, so we have each other. I didn't really have that. It was just like me and Debbie kind of keeping each other going, but it's great we have this great team now. But in the beginning, it is tough when you're not creating a team of your own, or people you thought were so excited and they're all lit up, and then like a few months go by and now they're not showing up. And so people are kind of hitting that frustration, I'm sure. Mm-hmm. What is some advice that you would have, when you just had that hunger and you just wanted it so bad? Like, what were some things that you really kept, like you said, you did not take your foot off the gas? Like, what are some tips for people that might be feeling like they are taking their foot off the gas when they feel frustrated, or, what are some tips to get through that?
So one thing, and Gina and I are very similar in this, but not everybody is like us. So I want to share it, but also know that it's okay. This isn't you. My excitement, my energy is fueled by other people's success. So, seeing Gina succeed drives me. Some people, it can discourage them. So I want you to really focus on what drives you, what excites you about this opportunity, and keep that front and focused. All right. Also, I want you to make sure that whatever your goal is, that you have sticky notes of it and you can put them everywhere you want. If you have 5 people that you want to bless with this opportunity or these products, keep them on a sticky note and carry them everywhere with you. And just think about them. Don't hesitate to comment on their posts that they're putting on social media. Find ways to engage with them and try to keep 5 people in focus at all times. Also, work with 5 people at a time. Don't overwhelm yourself, because it's very easy to get overwhelmed, and match people's energy. Because what you're going to find is you're going to have people that are going to be really interested, or people that are going to be really excited, or people that are going to be really enrolling a lot of people at one time, and then all of a sudden they disappear. You can't be attached to the outcome of anyone. That was huge for me to be able to release that and let that go, because I started getting attached to people. You really want to be upfront and ask them, what are your goals? Not what your goals are. What are their goals? And then make sure that everything you're doing to support them is in alignment with those goals, and say, okay, well, I'm going to hold you accountable to those goals. But if they're not matching that effort, you got to back up a little bit, because you're going to burn out and you're going to exhaust yourself. So that was huge for me. Is I really had to learn to let people go and know that, like I said earlier, you can't say the wrong thing to the right person. And, some people are going to want this and some people aren't going to want it. Some people are going to stay engaged. I mean, I've enrolled over 500 people in 6 years, and I might have like 150 to 200 active. People come and go, but I've also re-enrolled so many people because maybe it wasn't the right time then. Maybe they left. So consistency is huge. I will tell you, you will hear every single person that has been successful in this business talk about consistency. Consistency, it means different things for different people, but whatever it does mean to you, you got to stick with it. If it means you post once a day, fine. If it means you get on a call once a week, fine. You got to stick with it. You got to be consistent and you got to show up. I had someone, I was talking about this to Gina at lunch today, who hit executive, 10 consultants, right? And then fell off the face of the earth. Well, guess what happened? So did her team. Nobody was showing up for calls. Nobody was participating in our team pages. Nobody was commenting on each other's posts on Facebook. It was like they vanished. Why? Because she vanished. So you always want to be present for your team. It's so important for them to see you doing the do. And that means engaging in your product pages, engaging in your business page, and showing up for calls like this. you know, that is so important. It's such an important part of this aspect because they're going to do what you do. And if you're not showing up, they're not going to show up. Same thing with events. Same thing with hosting events. If you're not actually hosting them or even doing something online virtual or doing some private, you know, one-to-one calls, they're not going to do them either. And what you do duplicates. And what duplicates builds businesses. Really big, deep, strong businesses. And that's what we all want. So I hope that helped.
Yeah, that was awesome, Renee. And just honestly, when you said to focus on something, I have to tell you, and I'll do maybe a live in our business page about what I actually really truly did to hit 6-star. But I have on my chalkboard right here, Spirit of Isagenix, 6-star. And this was before I was nominated and before I hit it. And every single day that I come in my office to work, I would focus on it and feel that I already received it. That to the point that when a few people asked, like, oh my God, you did it, you hit 6-star. Like, I couldn't even say that I was jumping up and down, except like I knew I was going to do it. Like I was celebrating all week in my mind. Like I really visualized doing it and what it would feel like, where I actually would feel, I felt the feelings already of receiving that, of getting that. So that when I actually did, it almost was just like confirmation. And I'll do a live about that because I really think that's huge. I mean, I worked my butt off too, but it was.
You got to put it out there. I told Gina, we had lunch together today, and I told her about 3.5, 4 years ago, I wrote myself a check for $1 million. And I put it on my mirror in my bathroom. And although my cleaning lady has moved it so many times, it's still in my bathroom and it's wrinkled and it's crinkled and it's bleeding. But you damn better bet that I'm going to be flagging that thing all over the place when I finally hit $1 million. Because I look at it every single day and I visualize myself as becoming an Isagenix millionaire, because I knew that if there was the only way I couldn't hit that goal is if I quit. And I'm not a quitter. I wasn't going to quit. I've never even considered or thought about quitting Isagenix since almost 6 years. And I think I'll hit them. There's plenty of times where I've set goals and I haven't hit them. You got to be okay with that. Just pick up your pants and keep going and set yourself a new goal. Okay. But don't set goals that are only going to be these massive, huge goals. You got to set incremental goals, because that's so important to be able to have those wins along the way. And please cheer each other on. Please love on each other. Please continue to support each other. That is everything. And that's what this community is all about.
Thank you, Renee. I love that. Love it. Well, I loved it. I don't want to take up too much more of your time, but I do want to actually point out for Nicole Carter that there were 2 other weeks that she was going for 2-star, and she was close, but she didn't get it. But she didn't get discouraged. She's like, all right, next time. I said, it'll come next time. So after the first 2 times, I think she had 17, 18 cycles. You need at least 20. So then this week, she ended with 24. So she surpassed the 20. But, you know, she didn't give up. She didn't get discouraged. And she kept setting that was her goal. So I love that you said that sometimes you don't hit it. You just keep going. Yep. So I hope that this was helpful. And I really appreciate your time, Renee. Of course, as always. And I hope everybody got something out of this. I did record it so we can share it with your team members who didn't get to come on. And if you guys can just, if you want to unmute, we'll stop the recording. You can thank Renee for her time.